me. Picking up the planet with a press on it. Easier holding you down.
Alright, I don't really have an intro. I don't. But I was ruminating the other day. You know, lately I've been trying to make friends and stuff, and like platonically, and be open to like stuff that, you know what I'm saying. I was thinking about when I was in like elementary school, because I was doing my hair in this hairstyle, and I was editing the video, and I was looking at baby pictures, and I was looking at pictures of me when I was younger, and I was thinking, wow. I was just touching my head, and I was thinking, like, what have I seen before? And like, I don't know, it wasn't really hard for me to make friends in elementary school. Like, it was not. It was actually easy AF. But my teachers used to be like, you talk a lot. So I stopped talking so much, like, to kids. And I started just talking in my head to myself, everything I wanted to say. Because at least I'm safe inside my mind. I just have a couple things that I just wanted to kind of talk about, because I kind of use my channel like an avenue of entertainment, and at the same time, it's like I can talk about things that I just never talked about. This is not that deep. This is not that dramatic or like teary. It's just like, that stuff really did happen to me, and it kind of helps me understand why I move the way I move, and it's like, it's okay. So I had elementary school that was like kind of in the cut. Like, it was literally hidden AF. And like, not really that many people knew the name of it when I would say it, if I said it. So I had a teacher one time. I had the same teacher in 2nd and 3rd grade. And it was like elementary school, so we weren't changing classes like in middle school and high school. So I just felt like I had the same teacher 2 years in a row, and she was like a cook. She was like cooking all the time. She was baking and bringing stuff to the kids all the time. And she was a white teacher, you know what I'm saying, in like a black neighborhood. So it was like, she stood out a little bit. And she just would bring stuff from home and bake stuff and all the time. And she would bring stuff like rice and coconut bowls and stuff to the kids, and she would bake little things, and cookies and muffins and all that, and she would like, I don't know, bring stuff for us to try. Like, she was like a hands-on teacher. She wasn't like, open the book and do page 10. So I actually liked that about her, and she was nice. One time we were trying like vegetables, and as a kid, I'm not gonna say I didn't like vegetables, I did, but stuff like lettuce, I would take off with like the McChicken when I was a kid. Or like, cause it just looked weird. Granted, McDonald's should have just been like, oh thanks, but I'm not bougie, so, and I was a kid. So anyway, I was trying a beet one time at school. We were trying like these raw vegetables. And I forgot what the lesson really was, but you know, it was probably like that for the children. And like, I'm like, maybe if you guys seasoned it and brought it like cooked, or like, you know, more appealing to the palate. But they were literally bringing raw vegetables, like the broccolis were just raw. You could obviously eat it. And then like, I saw like everything else chopped up. Like, it wasn't easy shit like carrots and celery. Well, I remember celery. It was like beets, radish, like some weird stuff that kids really gonna be like, I don't ever want to see a vegetable ever again. So I tried the beets, because it looked like a fruit to me. Like, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna eat any vegetables, I'm gonna go with the little small, I'm scared. So I tried this beet, and I fucking threw up, like in the classroom sink. I didn't, you know what I'm saying, make a scene or nothing, but to this day, I don't think I've eaten beets. Like, only thing beet that I've eaten was like like beet gummies, you know, because I know it's good for your blood. The next thing I wanted to talk about was this little Dora toy. I'm gonna try to put it on the screen if I could find it. But when I was in like fifth grade, I had like a dollhouse and like little figurines and toys that I cherished with my life. Like it was like my favorite toy. I wasn't dealing with Barbie for real, and I liked Bratz, but like I wasn't into that. I was into like this dollhouse that I had, and it was like real good quality. It was like plastic, everything was like good, and it wasn't like chipping away all fast. It was like they were hard body toys. And I had this one little figurine that I would use as my main figurine, and I named her Jordan because I just liked that for her. And so I took my little Jordan to school. It was like the end of the year too, so you know, like they cleaning out closets, they cleaning out cubbies. They're like making sure they're seeing little things on the ground that don't need to be there for the whole summer, or like they're seeing stuff that needs to be kind of thrown, at least like the blah 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 blah, like they're getting that together. I took my little Jordan to school. I must have put it on the table or something by accident. Like we're left on the table by accident for like, I don't know how long, maybe it was like one class or 1 minute, maybe. Fool, I looked around, I turned around 1 minute, I could not find it for nothing. I shut down the whole day. Like, as an adult, I feel like I wish I would have known and understood my feelings and how I feel about things and operate better, because I shut down for like the whole day. Like the whole day, I was like, no, I'm not talking to my best friends that I used to talk to. I'm not doing nothing until I find my toy. But I wasn't like crying and screaming. I think I walked around looking for it, and my teacher noticed me looking for something. And he was just like, I feel so bad, but she's trying not to like be annoying. Oh, Jesus, I was looking for the whole day. I couldn't find it. And that was like my favorite toy. I don't care if I had a million. You know what I'm saying? So, mind you, I had like hella Doras, like the figurines. Anyway, my teacher ends up finding it like in the trash. And the way he found this toy in the trash, and it was like, it was fine. There was nothing else in the trash for real, but he found it in the trash. And he said, is this anybody's? I looked up at his hand. People were like, no, we're too grown to play with toys at 10 years old. We're too grown to play with toys. No, that's not mine, baby toy. I said, first that's mine. I said, teacher. I'm just gonna be dramatic. No, for real, I really did that. I really jumped up and like ran to the teacher like he was my long lost dad. And I grabbed my little Jordan. And I don't know, maybe he just wanted to tell me I was getting too old for toys. But no, because I didn't stop playing with toys until I was like 12 or 13 or something. You know? Like my mom was making it a point to kind of lessen down on toys by the time we're getting into a teenage year. But I wasn't rushed to grow up, you know? I liked my toys. I felt like I was a kid. In my mind, I know I'm a kid. A kid plays with toys. What are we being grown for? Like, what are we trying to be grown for? Everybody else was laughing at me and thinking, oh, you still play with toys and she pressed for that. Yes, I was a child. So yes, why everybody would have iPads and iPhones now? It was in the 2000s, okay? It was like that time, around that time. Like I'm Gen Z, I'm not the new generation, but I was born in the early 2000s. And then back to the hair thing. My mom used to do my hair for me all the time. And this is kind of piggybacking off of the being grown thing, as you get older, everybody else is doing what they do and doing their hair in like different styles. You know what I'm saying? And my mom was keeping it plain Jane. Like she wanted me to wear braids, ponytails, pigtails, keep it pushing. Cause she was like, you work here. And one day, I took it upon myself to take my hair out because my friends was curious. They were like, your hair is always in the same style. Like, what is your hair like? Blah, 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 blah. And I had like a lot of different friends. Like I grew up in a school that was like just mainly people of color. But like I had friends that were not just like looking like me. So everybody's curious and like, what is it like? Blah, blah. I took my hair out of the little either 4 braids or 2-3 braids or whatever it was, like, and you know when kids try to be grown, you see how this braid is neat like an adult did it, like it's not buckling or like it's not giving like a kid trying to brush and fix it. Let me tell you, when I took my hair out and I tried to rebraid my hair and come back home looking like, oh, another thing, I had a best friend in elementary school and I'm gonna call them Martina. So Martina was a girl, like, and we're 9 years old, right? And I'm her friend the whole school year, or up until this point that I'm about to get to. I was her friend, and we would hang out. She actually kind of used to cuss a lot, like a lot, more than kids should. So I picked that up from this friend. I actually remember. And we used to pass notes all the time. We used to do this all the time, do that, being kids. And one day she came up to me and she was like, I think I'm a boy. And I was like, what do you mean? No, you're a girl. So I was being a kid. I wasn't judging her or thinking anything. But she said it again. She was like, no, I feel like a boy. And I was like, we're 9 years old. This is like 2009, right? So this is before all that stuff was really popping and popular, for real, like, or like people making it a trend. It was like, no, I knew somebody when I was 9 that said that. And it freaked me out because I was like, no, because I like hang out with you and like my friend. Like, I don't want you to just be a boy now. But I didn't care because that was all in my head and I was like, okay. Because this is still my friend and I'm not about to be like judging them. And I was 9. In my head, I was like, okay, you can be a boy if you want to be a boy. I know you're just going to look the same and just come to school the same. She just wants to be called a boy. That started happening. And I was like really one of the only people that was nice about it. Like, I was like, basically trying to call her what she wanted to be called, like the name change and this and that. And basically, I was like one of the only people that was like really on board or like caring. So she started telling the teacher and things and the other friend and other kids and stuff. And I think the teacher low-key was like trying to correct her. So she would tell the teacher like, I want to be a boy or I'm a boy. And the teacher would go, no, you're going to have to refer to yourself as like a girl around me because I'm not about to be confusing you or be like trying to talk for you and your parents don't know about that. I feel like people think stuff like that is a trend when people say stuff like that. Like if they want to be another gender or something. I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? I'm me. I'm a girl. I've been a girl my whole life. I don't have those types of complications or like thoughts in my head. Like I'm not confused and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really speak much for that type of life. But at the same time, I can understand how that's probably frustrating. Like if you want to be someone in the world or something and you just, it's stuff that you can't change, like your height or like your skin color or whatever is the deal. So I just wanted to throw that in there because it's not, I don't think it's just a trend. I don't think people just try to get attention or like blah, blah, blah. like some ignorant people think. I think it's like, it's real. Like some people, they know who they are inside young like that, and you just can't tell them like, no, you know what I'm saying? And this one time when I was in 3rd grade, I was on the playground, and mind you, I told you my school was like mainly people of color. So it was Latino, Latina, Black, African, mix, whatever. But you rarely saw like white kids. I saw white teachers, and then I saw like some white kids, like a handful. Okay. So I had a couple of friends, you know. I was Miss Be My Friend in elementary school. I used to be like making all the games. I used to really be designing the games we playing at the playground. I was the director of the movies. I was like the very imaginative kid. So I used to play with all these kids all the time, and I wasn't thinking, you're black, you're white. No, I wasn't thinking like that. So I'm a good, happy kid at this time. I'm like a free bird. So this one day, I was hanging out with this, like, I think he was Blasian. He was Blasian or something. He was like Asian and black. And then like, we were just like talking or like hanging out at the park. This white kid pulls up on us, and I knew his name and everything because he was in my, like, some of my classes, and like the dude too. So, or no, he was in my class. I forget. This is elementary school. He was in my class. I just don't remember the days, but I remember that day. We were hanging out on top of the jungle gym, like, or the playground. We were off the ground. We were high up. He's on the ground talking about, hey, you guys. Hey, you two. Hey. It was really giving like Sid from Toy Story, bruh. He was like, hey, you, girl. And he was talking with me. And I was like, Ninja, what? Sorry, not Ninja. I was like, what? What's going on? And he was looking like this. This is how I know hate is taught, right? He was looking like this. Hey, you. I was like, you don't even know me like that, bro. You don't even know me like that. He just really said it like 2-3 times in a row. The Blasian kid, he was playing with the tic-tac-toe, and he was like, what did you say? I didn't even know what he said. I didn't even know what that word was, but he kept saying it, and I was like, I was so naive. I never heard that word. He used the hard R and everything. Like, I never heard that word. And I'm thinking to myself, what is that? So by the time the Blasian kid stops playing his game and comes to me, he was like, no, don't say that. He shouldn't be saying that to you. That's not like a joke. That's like a real word. Like, I don't know how he knew what that word was, because I didn't know what it was. And he's like really yelling at the kid. And he's like, I'm about to like slap you or something, because you're not supposed to say that. And I was thinking, oh, this is too deep. So I walked away from them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened after that. I think I might have went home and thought about it, or like, and I'm thinking about it now, like, as I'm older. So maybe that just happened naturally one day, or just came to me. But I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then as I get older and I'm looking at media and watching TV and listening to people at school and everything, people say that word without the hard R, and then we're learning in history the word. And I was like, yo, I think somebody really said that to me when I was 9, and I didn't understand what it was or what it meant. And I don't know how they understood what that was or what it meant. And to come up to a black person or 2 black people and be like, basically, y'all are, and you're like 9 years old. Who the hell at home is using that word? And like, really, like, he's saying it. So, child, After that, I thought nothing of that word. You know, I said, oh, people just don't understand what they're saying or what they're doing. They just want to say or do what their parents are saying or doing. Did he even know what that meant? He probably learned what it meant, but it's like, you're too young to really be saying that to someone. What does it even mean to you, basically? Anyway, jumping on the little boy topic, or off of it. When I was younger, I don't know, I was like a tomboy, and like, I like to like play, you know what I'm saying? Normally, I wasn't wearing skirts and like trying to be cute, or like trying to be still and look at me. Like my mom, she wanted me to be able to play, and I think I scraped my leg one time wearing a skirt, and she was like, no, you're never wearing skirts again, because I want you to protect your legs and stuff. So that kind of worked. There was this one neighbor, this one dude. I know his mom was called Reese. Like my mom used to say the mom's name all the time. And so I used to call him Reese's son. So Reese's son one day, he used to go to school with me, but I don't know if he had classes with me, but he was in the school with me. I think he was like a tad bit older than me, but this is like a day when I was in like first grade. You know, I remember I was in first grade for real when this happened. And I was 6 years old. I think, walking home from school. If it wasn't in first grade, it was second or third grade. Mind you, the school was so close to my house, and my mom picked me up like most days. So if I say I was walking home from school, it might have been like from first grade to third grade. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't a baby walking alone. So this kid, I think he had a crush on me or something. And you know, little boys, when they have a crush on somebody, they don't know how to act. Sometimes, like, they were taught to be mean because you don't want to give the girl a big head, dummy. Or, like, you just want to, like, make sure that she doesn't hurt you before you hurt them. And just, like, if you like somebody, you're supposed to make it known. Anyway, we learn that as we get older. So, this kid probably had a crush on me, and he ran up from behind me as I'm walking to my apartment. He walked past his apartment, came up to mine, and then was like, boom, and then like ran to his apartment. And he was laughing. He was like, and I was like, ow, bro. Like, he's a boy. Like, it was rough. And it was like he thought I was no, he didn't think I was a boy. It's the principle. Like, he thought we had the same level of strength. So he was playing, but it was like, nah, you can't play like that. You cannot play like that, bro. That's not gonna translate to you like me. That's gonna give, like, get away. That happened. After that, I don't think I saw him. My mom really chewed the shit out of the lady. Or it wasn't the lady. She was really like, get your son. Get your son. I don't want no big head boy hitting on my daughter. And then she kept it pee like that. Because wouldn't you? And then another time, I was like, definitely flashed in the coat closet in like, what, third grade, second grade, third grade? There was a lot going on in that school, honey. But yeah, I was like putting my coat up on my book bag or something. It was like the beginning of the class, like the beginning of the day. This little boy, we were too young. It's all coming back to me. We were so young. I didn't even know what boy parts really was or looked like, you know what I'm saying? I knew me and my body because I was a fucking kid, right? So when he's deciding to go, hey, I have something for you, youngish, I turned around, I was like, what is it? Happy face. He said, oh my God, I don't want to do it. He was like, scream and run away because maybe my mom taught me like boys shouldn't be down there when you're young, or like she was trying to teach me things in ways I don't understand. Like that shouldn't even be happening. So I knew that. I just didn't know what was happening. So my instinct was to dip. But it was a little funny because I remember in my head, I was like, what the fuck is that? I didn't know what it was. I said, what's wrong with you? Your thing in my head. But I was like, I just figured like people are different. Because I was like, mine doesn't look like that down there. I don't have something like that. Okay. Another time, this one has nothing to do with flashing. I think the kid just needed a belt. But I was in class and we were like, just kind of basically waiting for the teacher to get stuff together or like finish her lesson. Or I don't know. All I remember is this little moment, right? So this kid stands up and he seemed like he was a little off, like not stupid, but like, what's the word? Like on the spectrum or something. So he seemed like he was like kind of like anxious or like he, you know what I'm saying, need assistance a little bit. I feel so bad because he stood up from his chair at one point. I don't know what the reasoning was, but he stood up from his chair. His pants fell down, like everything. And all the kids, I don't know how old I was. I was like in second grade, first grade or something. I was really young. Kindergarten maybe, I don't know. I was really, really young. All the kids laughing. And I'm like, that's not funny. And so he looking around and he looking at me. And then I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I tried to cover him up or if I tried to like pull his pants up or something. I think I was like one of the only kids that really got up and did something though. And like the teacher moved him, said, no, it's okay. Or something. I don't know. I just remember I didn't think it was funny. That's all I know. Because that must have been so traumatic. Okay, well anyway. I'm making it sound like I was such a like heartthrob. Like I really wasn't. I was really like minding my business. And I was scholastic AF. I was in my books. Like I wasn't really making friend. Anyway. I had this one friend in like second grade. He was like a new kid in the school. And it was like the middle of the year, like, you know, when they have like first, second, and third and fourth quarter. It was like around second quarter, this new kid pops into the class. So we all settled and everything. Everybody already know everybody and stuff. And so one day we were like passing out phone numbers because I guess the teachers were trying to teach kids how to really know your phone number and really be safe. So the kids kind of picked who they wanted to get their phone number to. This kid don't know nobody in the class, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll be her friend. Yeah, I'll give her my number or exchange." Child. Every day, and my mom had a landline. She had a regular phone, VTech phone, honey. Child, every day we seen this random caller ID, but it's like some man's name or some woman's name, probably his dad or his mom. My mom answering the phone now. She like, okay, who's this? And it was like 2 weeks straight, like a week straight or 2 weeks straight. And my mom finally had to say something. She was like, please stop. But between that time, he would call every day. My mom would be like, who is this? And the kid on the phone talking about, can I talk to Raven? And I was like, Mom, I'm sorry. So every day we would be on the phone for like 10 to 15 minutes. Hi, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. No. remember in school and blah, 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 and then blah, blah, blah. And then he'll be like, does your mom let you go outside? And my mom, I would ask her, she would be like, no. And she already knew what was up. That was funny. He really would call like every day and like not talk about nothing. And it was so cute because my mom and my older sister used to make jokes like that. Like they kind of figure what type of guy I would date. And they always talk about some, she like white boy, she like white boy. That boy was black, okay? I don't have no, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That was cute. And then there was this one kid that was like in ESOL. It was a girl. And she was like not very well versed in English yet. And we were in like 3rd grade. And there was this one other person in the class that could speak Spanish, and like me and her and so and blah blah was friends and stuff. And I don't speak Spanish, you know what I'm saying? But I have like a last name that implies I do. But I'm not looking like I speak Spanish, so they're not gonna point at me and pick me to help the ESOL kids. So the teacher was trying to figure out, while I'm trying to teach a lesson, you know what I'm saying, up front with the kids that can kind of keep up. Because she's not saying, fuck you kid. She's trying to see if another kid can help her understand the work. So she gave her the leeway to pick who helps her translate. She basically went, if this is a kid that can speak Spanish and this is me, the friend, the ESOL kid was like, okay, I know you speak Spanish, but I don't like you. So, can you help me? And the friend that can speak Spanish was like, what the fuck am I here for? Like, excuse me. Basically, that's what she did. She didn't literally do that, but she was like being like mute around the kid that could speak Spanish. Probably because she felt like she knows more than her. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm talking to her like, I don't understand this, and you're talking to me like, you don't understand this, she can probably meet me in the middle. It's like, okay, she don't want to feel like somebody is looking at her like, you don't know shit. And that's what I kind of figured as to why she would pick me to help her translate the work. And I helped her with the math a little bit, because she could speak English like a little bit. She just couldn't do the reading parts for real. Like, me neither, I didn't want to. All my BCRs were informal AF. I just would be like, either that or I was writing so much it was outside the box, but it's okay. Like my videos, they're kind of long. But anyway, that was like me revisiting my inner child. Because, why not, right? Because kids are wild. Kids are weird. Like, that never stops, you know? But I was once a kid too, you know what I'm saying? I remember those days and I'm like, sheesh, it was so much to unpack. Like, when stuff like that is happening as a child, you're not really understanding or grasping the dangers or the shit or like what life is really about until you get a little older and you're like thinking about stuff. You're like, oh, that's why I kind of be like, I'm scared all the time, but it's okay because we talk about things. Life is better. Yeah, I'm basically saying like, children say and do the darndest things. I don't mean that they're like bad. And then adults with like childhood trauma. For example, you might see someone acting quote unquote out of character or strangely or oddly or to themselves. And children too. It's better to kind of just get to know somebody and get to know where their head is at and like what they've been through and stuff before you make really harsh or quick judgments on people or situations that seem a little unorthodox or like wild. For example, the kid that was saying the N word, I feel like easily I could say he's a hateful kid or person, but no, he was clearly taught that ish at home. Or maybe like older kids or kids that kind of like don't know what to do with their feelings and then they kind of turn to like maybe more sexual expressions or things that they don't understand fully yet. It's because they're kids and they just do really what they know. Need more of spaces like this kind of talk about stuff that they probably went through as a child or just experience, and you think it means nothing and it kind of plays really big parts into like their perception of things, and it's just like not everything is what it seems all the time, or like everything is just something to just brush under the rug or get over just because kids will be kids or boys will be boys, or like, you know what I'm saying? Kids should be monitored all the time. And then be careful really what you like watch and do around like children, because they're really sponges for real. And it's like, you know, I'm somebody that's not used to being around like a lot of young kids, because I kind of just grew up with like people my age or like older. My household was always like chill, quiet. Like it was not babies. It was not young, nothing. It was like just like you don't have to worry about stuff like that. You know? Yeah, and based on that stuff I was talking about, I was saying I didn't really grow up around a bunch of children, but there was a lot of young children and like kids in my family. I just had my household like where it was just me, somebody else my age, and then the guardians, and then you know what I'm saying. So by the time I have kids and stuff, I kind of want like my own little space. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do things in a way and like take my time doing stuff because I don't want to prove that I'm worth, you know what I'm saying, being anyone for anyone when I'm just a person, you know what I'm saying, that grew up how I grew up, and I enjoy what I enjoy, I like what I like, I do what I do. I don't, you know what I'm saying, do nothing crazy. I love kids and everything. I want kids one day, but at 25, I'm like, I'm not in a rush, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people, it's like they make you feel like you don't like children, or like you just are like this mean person if you're just not like off rip, or like trying to fill voids and stuff that you can't really handle because you got your own voids to fill from your own childhood and your own this and that. And I'm choosing to take the time, or I'm gonna let God decide when all that time's for me, like to be unpacking kid stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about what it was like to be a kid for me, and what type of kids I wanted to be around, and what type of adults I wanted around, and then what type of life I wanted. And I had a really great childhood. Like I really did. I really did. Like I wasn't fed from a silver spoon. I didn't have a lot, but like I know for a fact I could like die today or tomorrow. I had like a good childhood. And I honestly didn't even want to grow up when I was younger. I never did, because my mom made it seem like you don't have to, as long as she's alive, and she isn't. So, yeah. One day I'll have kids, and one day I'll try to protect them from the stuff that happened to me. And then on top of that, I'm just gonna like kind of take my time and really pay attention to like them, because even though my mom and my mom and guardians took care of like my academics and my housing and this and that and the third, it was like I was a good kid, but I feel like their traumas kind of prevented them from like really being there like they could have. And then like, you know, people are busy, and like again, I was saying my household didn't have a lot of kids in it and stuff, but a lot of the family always had a lot of kids around. So I'm just saying all that just to say I'm just me, you know, I'm just taking my time. And I have stuff that's triggering a little bit, but it's not in the world.